And I feel like oftentimes women specifically get pigeonholed into one thing. You know, if she's tough and angry, then she can't be soft, and you have to kind of choose a side. And you know, women were so complicated, and it was really beautiful to be encouraged to explore all of those different parts of Selina at one time. It's wild. It's still wild, you know? It's one of those things that I never even considered could happen, and it's rare to be a part of a film where the making of the film is just as intense as the coming out of the film. So I'm still kind of in disbelief. I do. It was something I was really, really focused on and interested in, was, you know, how do I allow her to be vulnerable and powerful at the same time, which is oddly a combination of things that we don't really see a lot. And I feel like oftentimes women specifically get pigeonholed into one thing. You know, if she's tough and angry, then she can't be soft, and you have to kind of choose a side. And you know, women were so complicated, and it was really beautiful to be encouraged to explore all of those different parts of Selina at one time. I don't know how to play a one-dimensional character, I hope, but I do think that oftentimes those roles just simply aren't written at all. Like, women are often accessories to men in film and storytelling. It's really exciting to have a true three-dimensional female character in a male-dominated film and franchise. I think whenever I overcome something that scares me, and that happens often, you know, it can be like just a moment, like every day there's some moment that's like, oh, this is scary, can I do this? I'm nervous. And I think that's why we love watching films about adventure, right? It's like this idea of overcoming something, and you know, stepping into this role was really scary, and now that I've done that, I'm really proud. You know, all of those women have completely made the role themselves, their own, and you know, I think they're the reason I love Catwoman. They're the reason I fell in love with this role to begin with. You know, everyone has their own journey. I've struggled myself with, you know, eating disorders and pressure to look a certain way, and you know, I found a really wonderful balance in terms of, you know, putting my mental health and my body first. And I can't perform if I don't have fuel and if I don't feel well. It was a really intense time, you know, on top of playing you know, a role that has a lot of pressure around it and a very emotional story. Also, we shot this film during COVID, and you know, it was heavy for everybody. We had to go through a lot. I tried to be as healthy as I could in terms of the physicality of it, and wanting to be in shape and wanting to feel good, but also wanting to, you know, make sure I was being healthy. You know, something that I really learned from the character that I really hope to, you know, keep with me is this idea of deserving to take up space. You know, I think Selina, something that I found so powerful about her and really tried to incorporate into the way that she speaks and into the way that she moves, is her taking her time and really not trying to be anything smaller than she is, or to try and, you know, round her edges for anybody else. You know, she really, she's living life to the fullest and allowing herself to be all the things that she is, and that's something that I think young Zoe, you know, she had that, because when we're young we're not like so jaded, and it's something that this kind of reminded me of. It's great. He's such a wonderful actor and a really kind person, and really loves what he does, and is really interested in the psychology of the people and the characters that he plays, and to watch him completely transform into this character. It's hard sometimes when you really know someone pretty well to forget, you know, who they really are, and he would put on the suit and I would really forget it was Rob, and I think that was a really impressive thing to do. And he had so many limitations in terms of his movement, and half his face is covered up, and he, you know, all of that, and he was really able to bring so much humanity and emotion with all those limitations, and that was something I was really, really impressed by. Right now we're in a place where it's, you know, it's great that the conversation's happening and that people have been made aware, but I think it also can often feel like we're checking boxes, and that doesn't feel good either, when you feel like, okay, now we have a female character or a black character or a gay character or whatever it is, and it feels like we just have to make sure that no one gets mad at us. That's also not the point of storytelling. So I think we're still in a very awkward transition. I saw Michelle Pfeiffer soon after I got cast, and that was really incredible. I mean, she's just such a lovely person and was very encouraging and very warm. I haven't seen Anne or Hallie in person, but they have been really, really supportive online and in interviews and stuff, and so I feel very welcomed into the Catwoman Selina Kyle family. My turning points, I think it comes back to like choosing your truth, choosing your authenticity over the pressures of the world, you know, and it's normal to kind of experiment and like go off your path and try to look like someone else, try to act like someone else, trying to fit into a box that you don't fit into. And I think there's always these moments in life where you have to choose, you know, do I go back to me or do I transform into something else because I think the world wants me to be something else. And yeah, that journey has been, you know, I think that's the journey that we're all on as women. I think beauty is really about being yourself. I think whenever I see somebody, or whenever I feel like I'm being authentic to myself, whenever someone's wearing what they want to wear and saying what they want to say, and you know, however you identify and like being that, I think that's just gorgeous.